Let's get to it. Welcome, everybody. This is Gabs on the mic. I'm going to talk to you guys today about cross-listing as well as just a basic dashboard stuff. So, you know what? I'm going to start off with the dashboard thing because it takes 30 seconds. Guys, this is my dashboard. You'll notice real quick, I wanted to show you guys something. I have taken all those colors off of my dashboard, right? And so all I did was at the top of my dashboard, click the three dots, and I clicked color overlay, and I get rid of all those color overlays. So if you guys hate it, there you go. There's a first little tip. Thank you for joining me. Let's talk about cross-listing. So I have all my courses here loaded. And as you see, I have quite a bit of them. I have a home period. I teach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 game and simulation foundations, and I teach 1, 2 game and simulation designs. The question is, how can I post something once and then it goes to all classes instead of going to game and sims period 7, posting the assignment, then going to period 8, posting the assignment or publishing or whatever, instead of having to do that 6 times throughout the day for 6 different courses or however many you have, because as you see, I have 5 different foundations courses. So if I was to publish an assignment, I would have to publish it 5 separate times. I'd have to import it 5 different times, and I'd have to do this every day for however many days I do it. So the question is, can I do it at one time? Now I want to show you guys what the district gave us for our Canvas self-paced teacher course. So this is at page 3.6, cross-listing. They did cover this, and I want to go over some basic stuff with you guys real quick. So anything that I'm going over that you need to go back and say, where's this information at that I can access myself? If you're in Hillsborough County, you can do the Canvas self-paced teacher course. You could also, if you want, just Google it. I found all this stuff on Google. So what it looks like on the student's point of view is they would see all their periods separate. Now, once again, we have multiple courses. So if I have Science 1, and Science 1, I can take all of those, combine them into one course, Science periods 1, 2, and 4. I can take all my chemistry and combine it into 6, right? And there's good and bad to it, so let's talk about the pros and cons. Once again, I can add content once. This is what we said at the very beginning. Less updating needed. Excellent access to the full course roster, so I can see every single student who's, rostered under my game and simulation foundations. Meaning, halfway through the school year, I want to know all my kids listed for it. I got all of them listed. If I have a new student come in October, they automatically get populated into that generic pot. I don't have to worry about updating it or taking them out. It's an automatic cycle in, cycle out for us. Beautiful, right? You can create section-specific assignments, and this is where I'm going to do a lot of my work in. So what I can do is I can create a student group. I can still separate them by periods. What I would do is I would go to that course, right? So I'd go to, let's say this is my cross-listed course. All my game and sims fall under this one game and sims. I have no home page yet. What I can do is I can go to people, and then I can see all the students who are enrolled in it, right? So I could create a new group. So once I roster everything together into one icon, I would create a group set. I can create period 1, period 2, period 3, period 4, and then that's how I could send out specific messages to specific periods. So yes, I can do that. However, that still also falls under the cons, because I would still have to set up student groups for each section and add content to those groups. Otherwise, all sections will see any content. So if I upload something and I just want period 1 to do it, all sections would see it unless I say, all right, send this out just to group 1. Because we all know that there's a chance that if I teach like physical science, right? Let's say I have 5 sections of physical science. Maybe there's one section who just prefers all handouts, and then other sections prefer just labs and different right? So we can differentiate among classes by putting them into groups. Let's go into the cons. Con number 1, you can never reverse it. Once it's done forever. So I want you to ask yourself, before I go ahead and do this, do I really want to do it this way? And if the answer is yes, you're good to go. You cannot mute section-specific assignment grades. You either have to mute one section or all sections. That means you can't just go into your grade book and just mute out all groups. Just say, I want to see period 1, period 2, period 3, period 4. You could filter by section under people in the grade book. However, you can, if you export it to your grade book to Excel, all sections will be exported. So when it comes to grade book, just hold off on your questions. I'd play with it just by the filtering thing. What they don't mention in here are the FERPA laws. Unless those students are grouped into one class, you shouldn't be able to see who's grouped in that same class, okay? So, here's what I did. Here's what I found it. Cross list Canvas, right? This is how I first learned about it. I did that earlier. Let me just go to my history. Closed, right? In here somewhere. It was today. Man. All right, it was after that. Anyway, it's in here somewhere. I looked for cross listing stuff, and it came up with the page that said it talked about FERPA laws. Oh, why don't I do that? Right, here it is. New FERPA requirements for it.
Dabney's on, but I can't get nothing out of it. I ain't got no idea what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute y'all for the session. Okay, so is that an institution can allow a student to see other students in a course for which they are officially registered, but cannot allow a student or seen by other students in another class in the LMS. To me, this sounds like a door that remains open for, right? So there are FERPA laws.
I just need like step by step from him. I don't need.
I'm gonna mute
Did you
y'all.
cook that shrimp?
I couldn't because Jason's had.
I'm gonna mute y'all. I know that y'all came here for step-by-step stuff. Be patient with me because I'm gonna export this video to everybody. But I'm letting you guys know that there are cons to it. You need to know the cons before you put them together, because if you don't follow this law, you can be hit hard by it, okay? The how to cross list is right here. That's next. Be patient with me. I've muted you all, and I'm gonna go over that next. So if you're gonna cross list it, you need to make sure that you look into how to prevent other students from seeing other students. And then you're going to ask me for that question, how do I do it? I'm telling you now, in order to do it, you have to go to people and you have to set permissions. But this video is supposed to be an introductory video to it. How to cross list and things you need to know. Because if you go ahead and cross list your sections, you're like, I'm going to go ahead and do it. And you find out, man, I got to do all this other stuff too. I got to create student groups. I got to prevent people from seeing stuff. I would not have done this beforehand. Had I known, you can no longer reverse this decision. So if you're willing to cross-list them, put them into groups, set requirements for those things, then you're good to go. Now, how do you do it? Okay, first off, you can't do it. I can't do it. I'm an administrator on my account, and I can't do it because of whatever reason. So it tells you here what you need to do. First off, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go to help, and you're going to have to talk to a Canvas support, right? So you go to your help section, you go to contact, chat with Canvas support, and then you tell them I need to cross list. They have this document here, cross listing, and it tells you how to do it. Okay, first off, what you need to do is determine which course is going to be your home course. I teach 5 sections of Game and Simulation Foundations. I need to choose one to be my home. I chose period 1 to be the home page. That's why I gave it this icon, and nothing else in my thing has the icon that helps me sort it out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the one that I want to be the home page. I'm going to go to the settings for that home page. And then I'm going to look for sections. I'm going to find its ID. So you got to go to course section. You can click on it. It gives you its sequence number and its ID number. Make sure you write those things down. That's what they were talking about here in this Canvas training. 3.6 Canvas training, right? That's what this document was. Identify the courses which needs to be combined. determine which one you want to be the master course. Write down that course number here. Look for the course number in the URL. Course number, look up here. It's 110, 824. I would just take down that section number. I would take down that sequence number and that ID number and have it all ready to go. Because what you're going to do is you're going to give that to Canvas support. They're going to say, all right, I need these numbers. Can you provide them to me? This is where you find those numbers under settings. Let's just do it again, right? You go to course settings, sections, and then just click on that, and that has all the information you need right here. Okay? That's it. That's what you need. You're going to do that for all of your sections. I repeat, you are going to find out those numbers for every one of those sections that you want to combine. Make sure you listed it for your homepage separately. Say, this is the information for homepage. This is the information for everything that I want to pull into that homepage. So all of these that are colored, the purple, the pink, green, purple, the brown. That's probably not the brown because that's my home period, right? My homeroom. But all of these, I'd get those separately, little written down for you. And I would tell them, all right, take these guys, put them into my homepage. And if I can get that thing to kind of go away, that way I can show you guys. Right up here, I contacted Canvas support at 9 o'clock. It's 10:27. An hour and a half later, I'm number 67 in line right now because everybody's trying to contact Canvas support. So it's going to take you time. This is where we have to exercise patience, right? We tell our students, be patient. I tell my children, my child, Parker, be patient. You are going to have to be patient because there's hundreds of people trying to contact them right now. But that's the basic, that's the how-to. You can't do it on your own. You have to get that information and then bring that information to Canvas support. Nobody else can do it for you. Keep in mind, though, once again, that once you do it, you cannot undo it. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up the chat, and I'm going to talk to people about it. If you guys are okay, somebody says all I see is a black screen. Maybe my Zoom meeting isn't up and running properly. I don't know. Good news is that I recorded everything, and I'm going to upload this video as a separate recording. So even if you got a black screen because of whatever reason, you know, there's always something going on. All of this will be uploaded as its own video, and you can go back and rewatch it. If you have any questions, now is the time to do it in the chat box. Ask any questions that you have in that chat box, and I'll answer it right now. Other than that, that's basically what I wanted to go over. How to determine what's your section numbers, ID numbers, where to get that information, and who to go to. It's supposed to be a quick 15-minute video, 15-minute section, and that's it. So anybody that has any questions, pull up your chat, ask any questions. Because if I don't see any questions, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to skedaddle. I've muted everybody because this is my recording. I'm going to put this up on YouTube. I don't want you to get in here and be up on my YouTube channel. Then I got to sign some papers and get you to sign some papers and so on and so forth. So we have a question from Master Sergeant Lauder. I will wait for her to type that in. As you see, guys, these are my icons. These are my pictures that I made for my classes. So when a student logs in, they're going to see that right at the front. That's what they'll see. That's what I see in my courses. Should we do this now or wait for schedules to be completed? That is up to you. I would say if you're going to combine all your classes and if you really are considering it, I would wait till Wednesday to do this. Because what if Donnie says, or Mr. Peak, or what if your admin, if you're watching this and you're not at Bloomingdale, what if your admin says, oh, we found a way to combine all these courses together, and then they take one out, right? So the moment that administration tells you you're good, this is what you got, it's not going to change What could change are the students, but you're going to have absolutely these X amount, and that won't change once you know that you will be teaching these 6 classes, and those 6 classes won't change. I would then, once you know for a fact that those aren't going to change, and you want to combine them, that's when you combine them. But if you're sitting there and you have been told, hey, hold on a second, you might have 3 sections of this, or 4 sections of this, or just 1, or you might get an additional e-learning, I would wait until your admin says you're good to go, okay? Yes, that's a great question. If anybody else has a question, just type it in now. I have a question. If not, I think we handled the main gist of what everybody's kind of wondering. How do I do it, and where do I go? What do I need to know? All right. That's it for me, guys, then. I'll just leave it open for y'all just to type in something.